The naval base was already buzzing before sunrise. That controlled chaos that comes with inspections and visiting brass. Boots echoed off concrete. Coffee steamed from paper cups. Somewhere down the corridor, a chief barked orders that snapped the air tight. No one noticed the janitor at first. He moved quietly, pushing a scuffed yellow mop bucket down the long hallway outside the command briefing room. His name patch red and Carter, stitched on a faded navy blue work shirt. He was in his early 40s, broad-shouldered but lean, with the posture of someone who never slouched even while wringing out a mop. Most people just called him Mike. Mike Carter had been the base janitor for 3 years. A single dad. 2 kids at home, one in middle school. One still learning to tie his shoes. He worked nights at a hardware store some weeks just to make rent. The job didn't come with respect, but it came with health insurance, and that mattered more. As he wiped down the baseboards, laughter spilled from the briefing room. The door was cracked open. Inside stood Rear Admiral Thomas Halle, a SEAL legend whose career was the stuff of classified briefings and whispered stories. Younger officers hovered nearby, soaking in every word. Mike kept his eyes down and worked. Then the door opened wider. "Well, look at this," the Admiral said, stepping out, his eyes landing on Mike and his mop. His tone wasn't cruel, more amused. "Didn't know we had extra help today." A few officers chuckled. Mike paused, respectful. "Morning, sir." The Admiral studied him for a second, then grinned. "You Navy, Carter?" Mike hesitated. "Was, sir." "Was?" Halle raised an eyebrow. "What did you do before you picked up a mop?" Mike shrugged slightly. "Served. Got out." One of the lieutenants laughed. "Everyone served, sir." The Admiral smirked, clearly enjoying the moment. "All right then," he said, folding his arms. "If you served, what was your call sign?" The hallway went quiet. Mike didn't answer right away. He finished wringing out the mop, set it carefully back in the bucket, and straightened up. His eyes lifted, not defiant, not proud, just steady. "Lone Eagle," he said. The smile vanished from Admiral Hale's face. The laughter died instantly. For a heartbeat, no one spoke. The Admiral's posture stiffened, his eyes narrowing as if he'd just heard a ghost speak. "Say that again," Halle said quietly. "Lone Eagle," Mike repeated, his voice calm. One of the senior chiefs swallowed hard. Another officer's face drained of color. Admiral Halle took a slow step forward. "That's not a call sign you joke about." "I'm not joking." "Sir." The Admiral studied Mike's face now, not the uniform, not the mop, but the scars near his hairline, the way his hands rested loosely at his sides, ready without seeming so. "You were Dev Drew," Halle said. Mike nodded once. The hallway felt suddenly smaller. "That call sign was retired," Halle continued, his voice lower now, "after the Kunar operation. After the extraction went sideways." Mike's jaw tightened just a fraction. "Yes, sir." The Admiral exhaled slowly. "You were the one who held the ridge." Mike didn't respond. "You held it alone for 22 minutes, Halle said, almost to himself. "So the bird could get out." Silence. The Admiral stood at attention without realizing it. Then, deliberately, he raised his hand and saluted. Every officer followed suit. Mike froze, not in fear, but in surprise. No one had saluted him in over a decade. "Why are you here?" Halle asked, dropping his hand. Mike looked down the hall toward the exit. "My wife passed away 7 years ago, sir. Cancer. Kids needed stability. I needed something steady. This job gave me that." The Admiral nodded slowly. "Your service record says you turned down a Silver Star upgrade." Mike gave a faint, tired smile. "Didn't feel right, sir. Men didn't make it home." Halle looked away for a moment. When he looked back, his eyes were sharp again, but different. "You shouldn't be pushing a mop," he said. Mike shrugged. "Mop doesn't wake me up at night." The Admiral turned to the officers. "Clear the briefing room." They didn't hesitate. Halle looked back at Mike. "When's your shift end?" 2 hours, sir. "Not today," Halle said. "You're coming with me." Mike hesitated. "Sir, that's not a request." 2 weeks later, Mike Carter walked onto the same base wearing a clean set of civilian clothes and a temporary badge that read Operations Consultant. No mop. No bucket. He still picked his kids up from school every afternoon. Still packed their lunches. Still lived modestly. But now, when young operators trained for missions they hoped would never go wrong, there was a quiet man in the back of the room who spoke only when it mattered. They never laughed at janitors again. And no one, absolutely no one ever joked about call signs after that. Especially not Lone Eagle. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more.